Our next guests have come the longest distance to be with us today. They continue their journey to a trial game against the Fijian and Drua in Queensland over the weekend. Please welcome from the Western Force, Tom Robertson, and another new coach, Simon Cron.
Acrobatically puts it down. Gets a ball away beautifully. Pulu's going to score. Tony Pulu. Nice angle there from Anstey. Gets the ball away to Pasatoa. The Force, they hit back. Bailey comes on. And he has nailed it. Strawn's over. Spectacular finish.
First up, good to see you. Welcome home. Home from Japan. You've headed to Perth. How's life in Perth?
No, it's going well. It's been great. I've been there since August, and the family's settling in, and it's great to be back in Australia. So loving it, and great to see you again.
Indeed, great to see you. Do you just head to Rottnest and post on Instagram all weekend? Is that pretty much how it works?
Oh, Instagram and me aren't that close, but no, I haven't been to Rottnest yet. I've been to the rugby ground and then to home, so that's probably where I'm living at the moment.
What was the first thing that you did? The first order of business when you got there? What was the fix?
For us, we chatted a little bit around mindset. So there's a couple of areas for us to work on. There's skill set, mindset, and structure, and we just talked a little bit about our mindset. So what our approach was to how we're going to train, and our approach to who we're going to train with, and who we're going to push ourselves against. So there's a little bit of a discussion there.
Tommy, one game away, I think, last year. You're pretty close anyway to the finals. What was the difference that you identified? Don't say one more win, but what was the difference that could have got you there?
Yeah, I guess it wasn't looking at sort of our last few games. It was, we started strong and then we finished strong, but in the middle we had all these games where I think we lost 5 games by less than 7 points. So it was wasn't just looking at the last 2 games where we maybe could have got a bonus point here or there. It was, there was at least 3 or 4 games that we should have picked up during the middle of the season. That was, really disappointing not to come away with a win, and obviously would have been in the finals.
The other thing that you look down the team list and there's really good leadership at the Force, and I'm talking about Michael Wells, for example. He comes across from the Rebels, some experience in the form of Folau Fangaha as well. I mean, there's some key players being added.
Yeah, I guess Chrono and his team have done a pretty good job getting some key players with a lot of experience and leadership skills there. So pick up the Rebels captain's a pretty big coup, and we'll be hoping to use guys like Folau Fangaha. He's got almost 30 games for Wallabies and however many Super Rugby caps. So, yeah, some great leadership there. And
some talent out of New Zealand as well. Chase Tiatia, I think we've enjoyed seeing play over the years now in a Force jersey.
Yeah, Chase brings a couple of things for us. He brings leadership. He's got a calm head in the backfield, and he's got a lot of communication, which is an area that we need to be better at when the ball's in play. So, yeah, he's exciting. He's a great man.
Who else should we be looking out for?
Oh, I think for us, some of the guys maybe you don't know about. If we do our job well, there'll be names that you'll learn through the season and they'll develop. And I see some of the boys like Bailey up there on your highlights reel, like they're exciting talent. So, yeah, it'd be good to watch.
Up to you to bring them through, Ronnie. There you go. Tom, these are fan questions now. How much has training changed under Simon Cron? Is it harder?
Yeah, it's a definite yes. And it's, there's stuff that, I obviously had him for a few years at the Tars, but there's new stuff as well that he's brought in. Like, I heard you talking about defence before and discipline and stuff. I've never done so many bear crawls and, army crawls. If we give away a penalty during the training, after training, it's 5 metre bear crawl or, army crawl or something like that. So it's, it's been great. It's been different, and I think it's been, it's what we needed.
Connie, I don't know whether you can separate these two in terms of goals. Often, coaches' personal goals are the team goals, but from a personal point of view, like, how do you want to grow? How do you want to become better in 2023?
Personally, the key thing for me is to make, the best training possible for the boys the next day. As a coaching staff, our major focus has been what can we do tomorrow for them to be the best they've ever been, and making sure we put everything into that rather than thinking too far ahead. I think if we do that, and the boys do that, every training is critical for us. We don't lose a minute. Then that's how we'll grow and develop.
Great to see you guys here. Really mean that. Safe travels. You're off to Queensland to take on the Drua, as I mentioned, and we'll see you throughout the year. So all the best for 2023. Simon Cron and Tom Robertson, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Dick.